So recently, I participated in a community dance performance where the men wore pants and the women wore lapas, a wrapped piece of fabric around the waist. And as a transgender person who was also non-binary, I refused to wear that fabric. And when I declared this to a friend, they found me too intense. But I wasn't asking for permission, nor was I trying to take over the space. I was doing what needed to be done, getting ahead of an expectation, challenging gender norms, creating space for myself and others who might follow. Others less likely to speak up, others who might be less intense. When people label you too intense, it's an attempt to dim or silence something in you that challenges the status quo. It's a reaction to stirring things up that others would prefer to avoid. Embracing this intensity is crucial. It reflects your authentic self and is a powerful tool for creating change and building meaningful community. Being told you're too intense or being asked, why do you care so much? Just go with the flow. When you're simply being your naturally vibrant self takes a toll. You start questioning yourself. Maybe I am doing too much. And you start shrinking. My ancestor dad, Spirit McIntyre, was a lover of words, and he passed that love on to me. Words and their definitions bring me deep comfort and help me make sense of concepts. I thought they might help you too, so let's check out some words together, shall we? Firstly, intend. Direct one's attention to, give heed, have as a plan. Secondly, intensify, to increase something, strengthen. And thirdly, intensive, fervent, great. All of these words have one word in common. Want to guess what it is? It's intense. According to this online etymology dictionary that I love, I am indeed intense. That is stretched, strained, high-strung, tight, like the A, D, G, or C strings of my cello. I am pitched to a specific frequency, such that when plucked or otherwise engaged, I emit the frequency for which I am properly attuned. Do you know what happens when a stringed instrument isn't properly stretched, strained, or strung? It sounds terrible. You don't believe me? Ask the parent of a child who's taking string lessons. So I am intense, especially about art, Black people, trans people, gender nonconforming plus people, my ancestors, music, emotions, feelings, and on and on and on and on. So let's do a quick temperature check. Where are my fellow intensives? I suspect that everyone in this room is intense, that is stretched, strained, high-strung, or tight about something. Maybe it's your lawn, cold brew, sports, makeup, human rights, food, something. I bet you are highly attuned to that thing, such that when plucked, agitated, or otherwise engaged about that thing, you will emit the frequency for which your intensity is attuned. Some of you might be shaking your heads and saying, intense? Me? Nah. And to you, I would pose this question. What if you're not attuned? That is, put in tune or adjusted to the harmony of your own sound? What if the reason you don't feel intense is because you're not stretched, strained, strung to the exact frequency of your heart's desire and soul's purpose? What if instead of being tuned to an A, 440 hertz, you're actually at an A sharp, 466.164 hertz, and you're giving off a less than ideal frequency, thus hearing a less than ideal sound when you're activated. So I grew up in a lot of youth orchestras, and unlike sports, if you're on the team, you're playing. Now, you may not be the first chair who leads your section, but you're gonna play. So let's imagine we're in an average size orchestra. It's about 100 people, and you're playing a very dynamic work. It's got everything. High highs, low lows, beautiful melodies, harmonies. It's gonna take the audience on a fully embodied musical journey, and you need every one of your fellow musicians playing 100%. According to a study done by Gallup, only 34% of employees in the United States are engaged at work. So, in my example, that would mean 34 players are giving 100% to this dynamic work, leaving it all on the stage, while the remaining 66 folks are phoning it in. Our incredibly dynamic work is now a shadow of itself. The highs, not high enough. The lows are falling flat, and our musical journey is over before it's even begun. This is what happens when we deny our intensity, when we're not stretched, strained, high-strung, or tightly attuned to the harmony of our own sound, our own authentic selves. We relegate ourselves to the ho-hum nonchalance of, I could take it or leave it, when we could be saying, these are the conditions by which I will take it, and if they can't be met, I will indeed leave it. That same survey did note those who reported having the opportunity to do what they do best every day were 3 times more likely to report having an excellent quality of life. 3 times more is 102%. That's the whole orchestra and then some, giving 100% to this dynamic work and leaving it all on stage. We can't afford to live in a world where only 34% of us are intense and attuned. We need everyone ready to emit the frequencies for which they are uniquely gifted. So, how do you adjust to the intensity, the harmony of your own intensity? So, how do you adjust to the harmony of your own intensity? Well, you got to get tuned up. Like any instrument, from time to time, you'll need recalibration. You must become aware of situations where you feel a drastic surge or drop in your energy. And then ask yourself, was it something someone said or did? Was it how they said or did it? Was it something they didn't say or do? Was it the environment? Was it who was there or who wasn't there? Become your own intensity detective. Know the who, what, when, where, why, how of your being activated and achieving your ideal sound, because this is the site of your intensity. It's from this place that you can invite difficult conversations, embrace your authentic self, break down barriers, and more importantly, create meaningful community and change. The orchestra needs all of its players attuned, engaged, and intense. Thank you.